you are fascinated by and frustrated by the last video where I gave you an overview of what's in my bag, so now you get the detail. So most of this is self-explanatory, but I will get into a few interesting things, sort of aimed at if you're planning to travel, what might seem important but isn't, and vice versa. So this laptop is pretty self-explanatory. Most people already know to get a light one. The one interesting thing that I've got here is the power supply cord, and this goes for the charger as well, has this kind of a connector, a barrel connector, I guess. It's not called a barrel connector, forget the name, but this cord is swappable by country, and in each country I go and find a cheap electronics shop and buy the local plug. And I only keep the US plugs, both so when I go home I can charge it, and also because there's a lot of places that have US plugs in addition to the local. So as you can see right now, it's got the Australian one on. I've got the European 2-pin one, which works almost everywhere. And so between Australian, European, and US, I'm pretty well covered. I can ram the European one into the British one. So the other cool thing is this charger has a USB port on it, and the charger itself. So I could charge off the laptop, that means leaving it on all the time. This is nice because on my bedside, I plug in one plug. I get both the laptop and my phone charged at night. Very quick and easy to set up in a hotel room. So, like I said, the Octopus 5-port charger, quite common, easy to find these days. This is the USB-C charging port, which broke. The cord for it is expensive, USB-C to C, and broke right away, so I don't ever use it. Instead, I use this fast port, see the orange color, charger, which charges the phone pretty fast. And the other cords are USB compact for the various devices. And most importantly, on the back, this does not have a cord built in. It has the same kind of 2-pin connector that my laptop has, so I only have to buy, I generally buy 2 of each cords when I go to a new country, and I'm going to be there a while, a region. The other patch cords in my bag are of varying value. Second backup set of sunglasses. Shouldn't be in there really. Audio, this is great in cars, rental cars, because they often have an audio in port, and I can connect straight to my phone. Here's all my other cords for different regions. And then this is the HDMI, and this is incredibly useful for showing movies on various TVs in hotel rooms in far-flung places. You'll see that it has an HDMI adapter, T-shaped thing for plugging into various kind of small HDMI, such as is on a phone or some kinds of laptops. And that comes off to be a normal HDMI cord. That one's something I bought on the road because I wish I'd had it. Paid too much for. I wish I'd gotten it on Amazon before I left. Yeah, most of this other stuff. This one's really, I've used a lot. This is a splitter. This is the European one. Gets you 3 plugs in a single plug. There's almost never enough plugs in any hotel room I've ever been in. That's been very handy. This is something I bought and have never used once. It's the expander for the iPad. Only Angus has an iPad, unless you put an SD card and expand the storage of an iPad, but it's so delicate, I'm afraid to use it. The tip's going to break off. Let's see. Speaker's been pretty awesome. There are better ones out there. The JBL ones with the circular ends sound better, but this thing's been fine. I also wish it charged so it could replace the backup battery. It could be a 2-in-1 device. JBL makes that a little more expensive, but I would get that next time. These are cheap headphone buds with the cool expanding foam. These are awesome for the plane because it actually blocks sound passively. This is like an earplug. It squashes in your ear. And the sound quality is fine on any basic thing. So you can buy these foam earplugs and put them on cheap headphones, and they sound great. Fits my ear nicely. This is a little printer. Prints out little photos. Won't go through it all right now, but it's any of these kind that take this kind of paper. It's called zinc paper, Z-I-N-K. And it's worked great. That was Helen's idea, actually. It's one of the few gadgets I didn't promote, and I've been glad we had it, although I wouldn't call it essential. This is a USB key. I actually have 2 more not shown that store movies, and that's been super great for going in hotel rooms. Almost every TV has a USB slot. You can pop it in and watch whatever movies without any kind of internet. Same on the laptop if you don't have them. And like I said, yeah, standard battery bank, always good to save you in an emergency. I get the smallest one because I don't need a huge one. It's usually just a couple hours that my phone's out of memory or battery and I need to charge. This is a really cool thing I got for Christmas. It's a projector, and it's been really nice. You can plug in HDMI or a USB key and play movies straight off. It also is a device that can stream movies if you have Wi-Fi, which we often don't have it good enough to stream a movie from. This is so cool. This has been really fun. This has been it's like my emergency kit. So those earbuds I was talking about, here's the bag of them I carry with in case I lose my headphones. I simply buy another pair of cheap earbuds and put those on and in business. Tape, super glue, little bits of electronics, some threaded screws. I'm really glad I had these. What I like to do is do a lot of repairs to places where I'm house sitting. I find something broken and fix it. So some of the stuff I carry in here is for that purpose. So these are little wedges. So these are wall inserts if you need to rehang a shelf. It's amazing how many things I can fix with this tiny kit. A little bit of elastic, various bits of wire. This has been so useful to have different diameters of wire, so it's very thin stuff. I fixed a couple luggage handles with that, and this is thicker stuff. You need something strong. Not as critical. Bike lights, not critical, but we bought them on our travels. Didn't want to throw them out. They're small enough that didn't worry about it. Sewing kit. I've used this to fix several things, just as our grandparents have. Wine opener. Also, an emergency purchase on the road. Wish I'd brought one. Sponge, because a lot of places have really annoying sponges to wash dishes with. They just don't soak up water. Pet peeve, obviously. More super glue. I've used super glue a lot on this trip. And this is really good duct tape, not the cheap stuff. This is cloth tape. That has been essential too. I've used it lots of times to fix clothing. Patch ripped, a friend of mine's pants ripped partway through a party. She was blown away when I whipped out the duct tape and patched up her pants. That was pretty fun. Screwdriver, multi-tip screwdriver. Bought this on the road. I wish I'd brought my good one. This one has a few fairly crappy tips in the handle, and just lost them all there. But a few sockets and things, all kind of useless tips really. I wish I had a bunch more Phillips head, but anyway. This is really thick thread. Also been really quite good. Not as good enough to justify the size of it. It's very light though, so it doesn't really matter. But this is drape thread. It's pretty expensive. I bought it on eBay to fix drapes and then kept it. So it's sort of like carpet thread, but even stronger and thicker. And a couple neck loops. This was because I was going to buy the kids a phone and wanted them to be able to have a lanyard style on their neck. Haven't done that for reasons I won't get into, but eyeglass repair kit that my mom gave me. I've found that somewhat useful. Batteries, haven't used. This is all the expanded screw tips, and this is a set that I bought in France, and it's okay, but again, a really careful, thoughtful purchase here would have been good. What I really wish I had is a few more drill bits. Just with the screwdriver, I can drill through a lot of stuff, and I can usually find someone around to borrow an electric drill from for other projects, but I wish I had about a set of 6. A little smaller and up to quite a lot bigger for the various fixes. This knife has made it through all security so far, about, I don't know how many, we've been in probably 20 different securities and nobody's complained. That's good, it's of course in my check luggage, but anyway, it's been really good to have. This is a shitty version that was expensive and I wish I hadn't had. That's the only good thing about it is you can put it in your carry-on. We were going to travel carry-on, so that's why I got it, but then we ended up checking everything. The annoying thing about it is the handle moves as you try to use it as pliers, so it's really unstable. Right, I'm going to stop here and continue in a part 2 because it's getting kind of long.